Okay, so sitting down, close your eyes, and just start with just 5 minutes of ordinary meditation. Just making sure the body is comfortable. Relaxing the body. I always have to make sure that these days I always get one of my toes stuck under my knee. I have to adjust it. And that feels so much better. If you meditate a lot, sweeping the body might be a good idea if you've got lots of time. But if you've only got a short amount of time because you want to get into the metta meditation, then I just look for the usual places in my body which might get tense, which might cause problems. It's usually that toe. Knees are always okay. The butt, going to make sure the pressure on my buttocks is not just focused on one area, but is spread out, so it's not intense. Sometimes I notice my belt is a bit too tight. So I'll try and loosen it a little bit. And my back. To get my back comfortable, I usually stretch it and then let go. It's doing something, but it works for me. There's only 10 seconds of stretching and then let go. Same with my shoulders. I just scrunch them up and then let go. And they become at ease. And then I notice my hands. I'm going quickly through my body. You can put your hands in all sorts of positions, but the one which is strongest for me is just the right hand over the left hand with the thumbs just slightly touching. My hands feel really comfortable like that. And I always make sure that my head is not too far forward, not too far back. And this time I move it backwards and forwards to the sides so I can find out the balance point where it feels most comfortable and stable. And lastly, go to the front of my face and relax the muscles around the eyes and the mouth. And then just after a few minutes, my body feels relaxed. And for those of you who meditate regularly, I always ask people, before you move on to the mind, please be so mindful of your body, how it feels. See if you can pick up this delight, this pleasure, really wonderful feeling of a body which is so deeply relaxed. That's what I do. I can feel that delight of relaxation now. I say to do that because that takes your body into even deeper delight. It feels pleasurable to be relaxed. And don't be afraid of that pleasure. It makes the meditation more attractive. And then I ask myself how peaceful I am. And that gets me to the mind. Peace exists only in the mind, not in the body. I can notice that peace. From here I usually go into the quiet meditations, samatha. But today we're going to explore loving kindness. And the best way to start loving kindness, if you can compare it with like a warm fire of acceptance and kindness, you need something which takes the flame easily. Like if you have a match, you light a piece of paper. To start loving kindness, I choose an object, an imaginary one. If it's a real one at the beginning, that can cause too many complications. I use an imaginary object. I imagine that I'm walking down the road, the street in some city somewhere, and it's quiet, but I hear this sound. It's a very sad sound, almost like pathetic, like someone is calling out for some help. And when I hear that sound, I can't resist but trying to find out what it is and can I help? Can I be of service? And it sounds like the call of a cat, a little cat, a kitten. And I follow that noise, that's all I can hear, just the sound, to its source, as close as I can get. And it's in this dark corner of an abandoned room. And as closer I get, just the more sad that sound is. As I get closer, I can see hiding in the darkness of the corner these two eyes. I recognize them very easily as the eyes of a little kitten. That little kitten doesn't have a mobile phone. If it did, it would get help much quicker. That little kitten is calling out to me. And just looking at her eyes, you can see this combination of mostly fear, memories of pain, but also this desperate hope that someone somewhere can help it. And I can't walk away. I go a little bit closer. I imagine that little kitten has trusted so many other people, beings, and all she's got for her plea for help is just being scratched or bitten, chased away. Of course it's scared. So as I look into this little kitten's eyes, I don't know cat language, but I know the language of kindness. I start thinking, verbalizing these wishes. Dear little kitten, I will never hurt you. I won't harm you. It's my privilege to be able to look after you. I'm a monk, a senior monk. I can get cat food for you if that's what you need. I can get some milk. Little kitten, I have resources. I'm not a cat myself, but I know how to get things for you. And I will never harm you. I'll protect you. And I'll allow you to sit on my lap. I would allow you to just share my little cave. Dear little kitten, I honestly care for you. And just those words and the emotions behind it you can see it's maybe in my imagination, but it doesn't matter. I can see those eyes of that cat start to soften. It doesn't look like its fear is blocking it anymore. And in fact, as I spread these feelings of loving kindness towards this kitten and verbalize them, you see the cat start to move its head out of the corner. I can see this little kitten's ears and whiskers and its face. On its face, cats are usually so clean and smooth. This cat's fur is clotted with blood. It must have been bitten or scratched so many times. Surprised it trusts anybody anymore. But it has to survive. And I hope that person it trusts is me. And I imagine still keeping eye contact with the cat and still thinking these thoughts like when we do chanting. It's not words, it's what's behind them conveys the power. I care for you, little cat, even though I've only just met you. Please give me the privilege of caring for you, looking after you, seeing you grow and be noisy, seeing you steal all my food from my alms bowl. I don't care. I'm fat enough. Dear little kitten, please let me look after you and see you grow. And because of the sincerity of those words, this imaginary little kitten comes further out from the dark corner. It's beginning to grow in some trust. Maybe this fat old monk will be kind to me. Maybe there is someone I can trust. And as it moves its body out from the dark corner, I somehow try and suppress my shock at seeing its skin, so many scratches and scabs. So thin is that little kitten. Probably hasn't eaten for days. It's so afraid, and every time it's come out, trusted someone, it's been bitten or scratched. I feel so much sorrow and sympathy for that little being. So I extend my hand even further. And that little kitten allows me to touch her. I've played with many cats in the past, but this cat's fur is different. It's dry, dirty, and again you can feel some of the scabs, the cuts, lacerations under its fur. That poor kitten has had such a hard life in its, few weeks since it was born. And I must be really careful. If I touch too hard, if I lift it up too aggressively, too suddenly, that will hurt that little kitten. And the little seeds of trust, of hope, of love may be damaged forever. So I keep looking at it in its eyes. And I lift it up in my hand so gently, almost like it can't feel being lifted up. And I bring it slowly to my chest and warm it against my chest. And as I do this, the usual experience of sharing loving kindness arises in me, in my chest. I don't know why that's a place which usually starts to become sensitive and alight. But I can feel the tingling in my chest. It's the usual physical manifestation of loving kindness. Beautiful energy within me. I've been safe. I've been looked after. I can relax, have time, heal myself when I get sick. But you, little kitten, all alone, just learning its way in this world. You've only experienced aggression and pain, and rejection. I'm going to teach you the other beautiful part of life. Warmth, acceptance, opening the door of my heart no matter who you are, no matter what you ever do. You're my little friend, kitten. I'll always look after you. It's my joy. And as I hold it close to my chest, even though it's dirty, even though it's even smelly, doesn't matter. For me, there's always one of the other monks washes my robe. But I care for you. As I'm holding you gently, you can feel the little kitten relax so much. I can't see its face, but I'm sure its eyes are closing. As it's resting for the first time, healing its wound, giving it food and drink. The little kitten knows that will happen soon. Right now it can just relax and rest. As I'm holding it with my hands and arms and my heart, I start to soak it with loving kindness. I don't just say words. I imagine these words being conveyed into the body of this little kitten with a beautiful ray of light, soft, golden, healing, pure, golden energy of loving kindness going through my chest. That's why it tingles. Into this body of this kitten, going right into its chest, spreading down its body towards its tail, right to the very tip of its tail, but I don't let it go out. It needs all the loving kindness I can give it. Down to its back paws, those back legs and the paws at the end. To the front of this little kitten, to its front feet, paws. And sometimes when this happens, because I've done this many times, I imagine what that does. That part of the body, the muscles get tight, defensive, inflamed. This loosens everything. Muscles, tendons, whatever it is, gets like relieved of fear and allows healing energy to come. And then from the front of the body up to its head. And I just got to just ignore all those cuts and bruises which need attention. But what needs attention, first of all, is a feeling that it's got someone who really cares for it, who can give it safety. That's more basic, than food, bandages, healing. And up to its head. And I go to its ears, first of all, right around its ears, inside, outside, soothing, healing. And then to its face, its eyes are closed. Down to its whiskers. Go to at the end of every whisker with this beautiful loving kindness. To its mouth. Until the whole little kitten just absorbs as much loving kindness as I can give it. It's probably the first time that little kitten has been cared for. Later on I know I will, find it the milk and the fish and just the medical attention it might need. A nice, quiet, safe place to rest. It's only a small being. It needs that rest. I imagine when it grows up, there's a little frisky kitten climbing up and down any curtains. They love climbing curtains and playing with it, just being a good friend, because it needs that. Just because of kindness and love. Dear little kitten, the door of my heart will always be open to you. And that has already generated these beautiful feelings of softness and warmth and protection, kindness, which is enormously powerful. But now I need to spread it to a real being. So I imagine somebody who I'm very close to in this life, who may be sick, may be in hospital. I imagine them. I'm not afraid, because they need my kindness, my love, my healing. I imagine as if they were standing right in front of me. As they're standing in front of me, I just give them this wonderful golden glow of loving kindness from my heart into their heart, up their body to their neck and head and mouth and brain, all around their head. And then down to their arms, to the end of every finger, down through their torso, giving this beautiful, healing, powerful energy of loving kindness to every organ in their body. Till it sweeps right down to the bottom of their torso, and then down their legs, healing, warming, giving this possibility of even miraculous healing to every part of their legs and feet and toes, just like did to that little kitten. Don't be afraid. You have a friend. It doesn't matter how far away they are. Loving kindness knows no distance. And as I am bathing this person, a good friend, with such strong loving kindness, I feel the energy start to increase in me. Whatever you give to others increases in oneself. That power of loving kindness gets stronger and stronger. So now I spread that loving kindness further. Please don't open your eyes, but imagine all the people in this room sitting, all your friends. They've also experienced frustrations, disappointments, some great successes. It's a long journey to enlightenment, but I'm your friend on the path. I will metaphorically hold your hand, care for you, help whenever it's needed. As you spread your loving kindness to everybody in this room, it's like it goes out from your heart quite strong now and goes into other people's hearts, up and down their body. Their energy goes into you as it goes to every person in this room, even any invisible beings somewhere. I know sometimes when I've been chanting, seeing a little scorpion who lives under the shrine. I'm happy to see you there. Please don't go around spraying and getting rid of these beings. They protect us. To all the beings in this room, I give you my energy, my heart, my acceptance. We care for one another. May you all be happy and well. Live your life at peace. The little animals which live in the shrine and the holes in the wood. You're so fortunate. It's a beautiful place, hearing Dhamma, hearing the chanting. Any little spiders in the corners of this room, You're welcome. Thank you for being here. I send you my kindness. I receive yours. As you spread this loving kindness energy, this golden light getting stronger and stronger to everybody in this room. Even to those people outside who may be cooking or cleaning or waiting for us. To you too, you spread this golden light of loving kindness until it sweeps over this whole compound. Until it gets so strong it sweeps down to every cottage, the whole monastery down in Bodhinyana, up on Hermit's Hill, Don Wood's property in the corner, all our neighbours, not just the people, the kangaroos, the joeys, the birds in the air, the parrots who are waiting for lunch at Bodhinyana Monastery, all the beings, all the birds in Jhana Grove. You send this loving kindness, it spreads out of us, not just me, you as well, as if this horde is generating so much golden light. It spreads out there into nature, out there into the prisoners up in Karnet and the people looking after those prisoners, the visitors, the animals in the farms, the birds in the trees and skies. May all beings in this area be happy, feel free of fear, and as they are treated with kindness, may they treat others with the same kindness. Opening the door of your heart to all. Imagine this golden light spreading further, just like a blanket, a warm blanket of love, just flowing over the whole of this part of Western Australia. The stronger it gets, the easier it flows. And flowing out, down to the far south, where Ajahn Brahm has his monastery, the great southern, all the people you know down there, the monks who are still there, all beings. And up north into Nollamara Temple, Ajahn Santuti and Jayako are there this weekend, just working in my place. Thank you. And all the people who run that centre, all the people in the whole city of Perth. I don't care what religion you are. You deserve my kindness as well. And it's given freely. It gets so strong, this golden blanket of love goes right over the whole of Australia, to the far east coast, South Tasmania, north in Brisbane. That includes some of your friends and relations. They need it as much as that little kitten does. I care for you all. May all beings in the whole of Australia be at peace. Know that they do have friends, and friendship is possible. Know that that is given freely, and it works. You spread that loving kindness even further. It goes over the oceans to Indonesia, all those amazing islands. You have many friends and relations there. Past Indonesia to Singapore, into Malaysia and Thailand and Burma and Laos. Past there to Vietnam, South Korea, North Korea as well. Loving kindness rejects no one. The door of our heart is open to everybody, no matter who you are. Over to Hong Kong, where I was recently, into mainland China, down south to India and Sri Lanka. This golden energy, I care for you. I want you to be at peace and happy, and friends to everybody. Up to Russia and Ukraine, and all the states in between, to Europe. A few people here come from Europe, to Finland, Poland. all beings. Over to the east of Australia to New Zealand, further east to the islands in the South Pacific, all the way to the United States and South America, Central America, Canada. We're all beings in this vast universe, vast earth, vast universe, into, again, Poland and Germany. All your friends and relations there. Can you imagine them? They're given this beautiful energy of loving kindness from all of us. The unconditional love. I don't care who you are, what you've done. I care for you anyway. Just like the sun shines on all beings without selecting some and rejecting others. Over to Western Europe and UK, where I've got so many friends and loved ones. All over the whole world. If I missed out anywhere, Africa, if I missed out anywhere, just imagine this golden energy like a blanket, expanding until it covers the whole planet Earth. Not just people, up into the air, down into the seas, under the ground, even the plants, which are a form of life. May all of you experience this wonderful sense of loving kindness, harmony, peace, giving, sharing. How does that feel? You may have noticed you've left someone out. You imagine, without opening your eyes, you're sitting in front of a full-length mirror. What you're seeing is an image of this being who bears your name, who also needs that loving kindness. So imagine what you look like. You smile. And from your heart, you give these powerful rays of unconditional love to yourself. You count too. The door of my own heart is open to me. Come in. You don't judge. You forgive, love, care for. You spread this golden rays of loving kindness in your own body, into your heart region, up to your head, down to your feet, to your arms, to your fingertips, all over you, until that healing energy feels so good. And then you imagine that blanket of love which we have spread over this whole world. And you imagine it receding, drawing back in. You leave the warmth out there. You bring back this light, this golden glow. It recedes from the far off parts of this planet into Australia. It starts to focus in Western Australia, starts to shrink into the town of Serpentine, starts to collect in this compound called Jhana Grove, starts to come into this meditation hall, start to shrink into your own heart as this intense, concentrated form of light called Metta, loving kindness. And you imagine it just hovering in your heart over this open white lotus flower, fully open. It's the only thing which can hold it, pure white lotus petals. And that white lotus closes slowly over this concentrated seed of loving kindness, experiences a warm, soothing golden light, and the petals closing, to preserve and keep safe that seed of loving kindness for another time, another day. Please don't open your eyes yet. I'm now going to give the blessing. Nati me saranang anyang Buddho me saranang warang Etena sachavajena sotite hotu sabada Nati me saranang anyang Dhammo me saranang warang Etena sachavajena sotite hotu sabada Nati me saranang anyang Sankho me saranang warang Etena sachavajena sotite hotu sabada. You may now open your eyes. This Easter retreat of 2024 is now formally. I can't call it over. It just is. Thank you. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you, everybody. Oh. Okay. So if you possibly can, not go to the toilet yet, but just everybody go to stupa as soon as you possibly can.